Infernal Blessings. We are back with another video. Alright, before I begin, excuse me again, just getting over some little allergies running rampant, but getting back to normal. But anyway, some quick announcements. If you're interested in a 2024 yearly forecast reading, I am offering them from this present day, December 4th, until about the first week in February, roughly, give or take. All right. So if you're interested in a 2024 yearly forecast reading, shoot me an email. A forecast reading is just what it sounds like. It forecasts and gives you a good idea what to expect in 2024, what the demons, gods, and goddesses, spirits have in store for you. Doesn't mean you don't have to sit back and do anything. It's helpful information for you to do the work you need to do, prepare for your 2024 and have a successful 2024, because that's what this path is about: success, results. Anybody that tells you otherwise, they're not on this path. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. We don't do this for egotistical glory reasons or this, that, or the other. We do this because we try to master ourselves, get results, and be the best that we can fucking be. It's the best way I could put it. All right, if you're interested in any other type of reading, I offer a Clepothic demonic reading, a Santa Muerte reading, a Egyptian oracle reading, a deity reading, I think I said shadow work reading. Any aforementioned readings, shoot me an email, khnum19 excuse me, at gmail.com, and I will send you information on how to book a spiritual reading or a spiritual consultation. And keep in mind, people, a consultation is not a reading. I just always got to stress this, because sometimes people get on a call and they book a consultation and they think it's a reading. It's not. A spiritual consultation is whatever you want to talk about. There's a specific area you want to focus on in your life. Maybe it's something about ritual work. Maybe it's something about the path. Or I get a lot of people that reach out to me for consultations. They just come with a list of questions, literally. They use it as a one-on-one session just to ask me a bunch of questions about the occult, the left-hand path. So that's a great way to use it too. Some people just like to do it because they want a one-on-one and they want to have a dialogue about the occult, the left-hand path. And it's great if you come prepared. I had a brother out of New York about a week or so ago. It was great. He had his pad, he had all his questions lined up, and the consultation just flowed because he already had mapped out what he wanted to talk about. So you can use it for any of those type of things. That's the difference. So a consultation is not a reading, okay? Just want to make that clear. So be specific, please, when you reach out to me and you send me an email, all right? Also, don't forget, if you want to sign up for the classes that I do offer, I have a bunch of ongoing series that are happening right now. Let me run through a couple just quick. Esoterical Occult Bible Study class, African Witchcraft and Sorcery class, Egyptian Vampiric class, Sith Dark Side Alchemy and Philosophy class, Necromancy and Dark Witchcraft class, Luciferian Magic and Self-Mastery, Clepothic Sorcery and Magic. There's more shadow work class. I mean, these are all on continual, ongoing series. Some of them, like shadow work class, were 18 knee deep. Could be anywhere from 4 to 5 up to 18 classes and counting in these series. Enough of material to keep you busy for a long time. Trust me. All right, and keep in mind, when you do join, you don't just get access from the day you join moving forward. You get access to everything in the archive, which is over 3+ years worth of content. And plus, we're 39 rituals, monthly group rituals and counting. All of those are archived, easy to access, easy to find. The classes involve ritual work, research, study. There's fellowship in these classes. It's done via a private Zoom call. So you get to interact if you can make it live to these classes. If you can't, everything is recorded. Everything is archived. You'll be able to attend either way. Okay, so if you're interested in signing up, go to the official Primordial Chaos Patreon page, patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti, tier 3. That's the tier you want to join. That will give you access to the 3 private classes and the group monthly ritual that we do together as a whole every month on Patreon. And like I said, we go in much more in depth on the Patreon private platform. We talk and discuss things that we wouldn't openly discuss and talk about on YouTube or any mainstream platform. All right, patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti, tier 3. That's the tier you want to join. Check us out on Instagram, Primordial Chaos 9. That's one word. Check us out on Facebook, Primordial Chaos, 2 words. I also upload all the new YouTube content to the Facebook page. Don't forget to check out the Primordial Chaos podcast. It's available on Spotify and all major podcast platforms. The direct link to the podcast is in the description box of this video, along with my contact email address. Also, along with, the direct link to the Patreon page, and also, the direct link to the Patreon page is also in the description box of the video. Apologize for that. Contact email, the social media platforms, everything that you need is in the description box of the video. All right, so real quick, you see the topic. This comes up a lot. Somebody had asked me, could I do an email? Somebody sent me an email and asked me if I could do a video on this. I said, all right, be a good topic. Is there such thing as a female or feminine aspect of Lucifer? Okay. And I'm going to answer that this way, and I'm going to explain, so be patient. Yes and no. Well, what do you mean, Baniti? You always do that. You always say yes, you always say no. I'm saying yes and no because they're both the same thing, and let me explain, just so you're clear. Now, when you get into the astrological aspect of Lucifer, when we deal with astrological energy, right, we know certain planets are governed by masculine or feminine energy, right? So you will see in astrology, in dealing with, in this case, the energy of Lucifer, you will see connections with the Lucifer energy, obviously the divine masculine connected to the Saturn or Saturnalia or Saturn energy. And then you will see some who will connect the feminine energy of Lucifer. They connected to the planet Venus. So this is why you will sometimes see depicted, you will see sometimes in artwork, drawings, different grimoires, the way different knowledge is broken down, you will see Lucifer sometimes depicted as a female. But what Lucifer truly represents is, again, the union of both, the divine masculine and the feminine, right? Whether you depict Lucifer as male or female, to me, that's more personal as opposed to what you're connecting with. But even when you look on the dark tree, when you're seeing Lucifer and Lilith, or Lucifer / Samael Lilith, what you are seeing is it's one and the same thing in essence, because both embody the adversary in the form of the divine union of the masculine and feminine, or what we call the infernal union. That's why I did a video on the infernal union of Lilith and Samael, or Lucifer / Lilith Samael, right? It's what it's really trying to explain. See, what happens is it's the same thing that humans and mortals did with religion, right? They took certain holy figures, and what they did was they gave him a depiction, an image, and they had to make them human and mortal and a gender so certain individuals could connect and relate with particular spirits, entities, gods, goddesses, whatever you want to call it. So the question again, is there a feminine or female aspect of Lucifer? Is Lucifer male or female? Or is he both? He's an embodiment of both, the divine masculine and feminine. Okay? He has a warring energy, very masculine and aggressive in nature. There's a powerful sexual energy to Lucifer when you connect to the sexual alchemy of what Lucifer represents. When you embody the masculine and feminine on both sides, it's no different than you. Look at the aspect with you. We all have masculine and feminine principles that guide us. See, when I'm saying masculine and feminine, if you're thinking about, when you hear the word masculine and feminine, and if you're thinking about gender in relation just to the physical manifestation of a male or female, you're going to get thrown off, okay? It's just feminine energy is given that human form of what we know female to look like, and vice versa. Now, the real deal and the real answer to that is there's a serious overtone of androgynous energy to Lucifer. That's where I was going, okay? Just like when you look at some of the ancient, for example, the old Dravidian cultures of what we know now as Hindu culture, Hindu gods and goddesses. This is why I've said before in the past, when you look at a lot of depictions of Krishna, a lot of the Hindu avatars, gods and goddesses, they have an androgynous look to them. You sometimes see this depicted with Lucifer. But again, I have to go back to this. So there's when you combine both of those masculine and feminine principles, it gives you a very androgynous energy. Just like when you look at the symbol of Baphomet, that's connected to the mask of the adversary. There's serious overtones of androgynous energy to Baphomet. It's no different, right? Because in Baphomet, you're seeing what Lucifer represents in its totality in that alchemical symbol. Again, because you're seeing the goat face of a man, very masculine and male in nature as far as personification. You're clearly seeing the breasts of a female, and then everything else, as we know, that comes along with it. The 4 elements, earth, air, wind, fire, the activation of the pineal or the brow chakra, as above, so below. All the elements there, which represents totality, equilibrium, harmony, the infusion. That harmony is created by the infusion or the merging of the divine masculine and feminine energy. And that's why I said in the Infernal Union video, this is why when you combine those energies of Lilith and Samael, you become like a Baphomet in the sense that what Baphomet represents. That's it. So when you are separating the two, you're just connecting with one of the manifestations of Lucifer, be it masculine or feminine. The depiction is personal. Over the course of time, history, authors, artists, it's not just with Lucifer. You could take any great spiritual, historical figure, religious figure, depending on the artist and what they're influenced by is going to determine how they connect and how they're going to depict the entity, the god, the goddess, or the demon that you're seeing. So yes, you will see physical images of Lucifer as a female. Matter of fact, what was the movie? Oh, man. The Sandman. I'm sorry. It was a TV series. I mentioned it to you guys about a year or so ago. I know with this writer's strike, they're backed up on production. They're supposed to come out with a season 2. And the Sandman, as you know, deals with, we all know what the Sandman is. Mr. Sandman, the Sandman is a time traveler, right? And the Sandman really is the story about you, like many of these other movies and stories that they put out. Can't wait for the second Aquaman to come out too. But anyway, the Sandman is the story of your journey, how he travails through time. Well, anyway, in the Sandman movie, in the later episodes, he actually ascends to the domain or realm or throne of Lucifer. And in that movie, Lucifer is depicted as a female. Okay? So obviously, the writer and the author of that movie is influenced by that aspect. Okay? If you understand who the archetype Lucifer is, you can't limit him to either or. Because the divine mask of the adversary could take on many forms and manifest in many different ways through many different masks. And this is how you connect with it, through your personality, through your genes, and through your DNA. Okay? Which that gets into something I could probably do a whole video on in itself. So essentially what I'm simply trying to tell you is how you connect is based on your understanding. It's no different when I tell you, when people ask the questions, well, are the spirits, the gods, the goddesses, and the demons, are they real? They're as real as you manifest them and make them. So yes, through the course of history, there's going to be many female or feminine artwork, depictions, grimoires, but what it's really talking about esoterically and through the occult, it's showing you that Lucifer embodies both the masculine and the feminine energy. When you're talking about Lucifer and his manifestation connected through the planet, if you're dealing with the astrological aspects of Venus, you're dealing with the feminine energy. So there in the form, it personifies as feminine. Remember, one thing you got to understand, it's hard for people to grasp this. You are dealing with spiritual beings. When we talk about energies, because people love to throw that word around so loose, I'm working with an energy. Yes, they are energies. They are etheric or Etherean, or even as we learn, if you're familiar with Rosicrucian teachings, they call them Etherean or life force, vital life force beings, which just is a simplistic way of saying beings of energy. Beings of a higher vibration and frequency. They're vibrating on such a high frequency that they become energy. When you vibrate at such a low frequency, you take on a physical or solid form, you become mortal. We've lost the knowledge, and we're trying to gain that back and remember how we can become those whole light beings again. This is why, hence, you get the term with Lucifer, the light bearer, one of his aspects. the bearer of light, the bearer, which is the knowledge. The light is the knowledge or the intellect. It's what a Luciferian or an illuminated one is constantly seeking. But in order to have that true illumination, that true intellect, that true awakening in your psyche, you must have a divine infusion and union of the masculine and the feminine. So the dark tree of the clip hop is trying to show you that. So it breaks down the mask or the adversary in the form of Lilith as the divine feminine and Samael / Lucifer as the divine manifestation of the masculine. You say, well, I thought they were different things, this, that. Yes, they could take on many different manifestations and personifications. It's just like people say, well, when you synchronize spirits or demons in other cultures, like a lot of people, for an example, will say, isn't Ishtar in ancient Mesopotamia and Babylon, isn't that the same as Lilith? Energy-wise, yes. But remember, over the course of history, these beings have incarnated on many different manifestations over many different time periods. And this is why I said stop putting a time frame on a lot of these demons and spirits. Stop tracing it back just to Hebrew mysticism or a specific culture, this, that, or the other, because you're gonna take away from understanding the totality of what these spirits, gods, goddesses, and demons represent. That was my whole point. Okay? See, human mortals always want to try to put a time frame on things, box things, put parameters, because it makes them feel comfortable and safe. See, when the human mind can't comprehend what it doesn't understand, it either gets frustrated, it fears, or it goes into a state of ignorance. Okay? If you really understand, I don't think a lot of people do, when I put out videos on time, and the only thing that's real is the now, and the now is one continuous moment, I don't hear nobody commenting on that. Because if you understood that everything in your existence, even how you've grown over the years physically, if you think it's separate moments, you're confused. Everything that is happening is one continuous moment. Creates the illusion that it's separate incidences, but it's not. And that's hard to fathom and understand. And this is why when you go back to Alan Watts, the video he did, which was a fucking masterpiece, the video he did on She Is Black, about death and Kali, the mother goddess and death, she is black. Well, he talks about all of that type of information in there. He clearly gets into that. He talks about it in there. And he says, your life, your existence, what if you found out it was only equivalent to one inkling of a second? Just phantom that for one quick second. Just think about that for a minute. What if your entire existence, you came to the realization that it was just literally one split second, or what you determine as one split second, that you might have lived 80 or 90 years or longer. And you come to the realization it's just literally what you know as a calculated second of time. He was trying to show you the same thing that I'm saying. Everything is in the now, the present moment. Everything is one continuous moment. Okay? That's what he's trying to talk about. It's that simple. That's all he's referring to. And he was trying to show people this. He was trying to make it clear. This way you get a better understanding and you're not spooked out. Okay? I know that might be hard to grasp for some because the programming is so deep on a multitude of levels that time was one of the key components that I've said many times over the years that they have used to confuse you. Right? The Bible is a masterpiece of confusion when you look at it through religious eyes. Because it's a conglomeration of esoterical and occult stories that go back eons. They infused and mixed multiple different cultures, stories, entities, spiritual systems. But when it's presented on the surface for you to accept it as literal, confusion sets in. This is why religious folks are hard to talk to because they've been programmed with that illusion. All right? So these are just some of the things I want you to consider. These are some of the things I want you to understand so you have a better grasp. So when you see ancient archetypes like Lucifer, who, again, was there before time even existed. That's why I show you that quote in the Bible, the first chapter of Genesis, right? I show you that quote in Job. He was present before what we know as territory or earthly creation. Stop limiting some of these ancient manifestations of the adversary to a specific culture. I only refer to that because it's something that's there. They leave traces of it. Okay? So it's not a matter of, it's your perspective. So it's not a matter of it definitively is Lucifer male or female. It's depending when you're looking at it from an esoterical occult perspective. He's the manifestations of both. And he can be depicted, or she can be depicted, depending on how the initiate, the practitioner, is connecting with the Lucifer energy. Okay, it's that simple. I keep trying to tell you guys, Lucifer is the unique. Even when you look at Set in his form of Set, right? Unique. Not like any other archetype of deity that exists, because he embodies all of these aspects, right? He's not limited, or she's not, or whatever you want to refer to. I connect with a more obviously masculine aspect of Lucifer. I'm not going to lie, I don't really too much work with that feminine aspect or depiction, and there's nothing wrong with it if you do. That's your choice. That's your business. Because whether you are connecting with it masculine or feminine, it's more so how you're connecting with it spiritually. But if the imagery is that important to you, that's personal. Do what you got to do, right? If you're getting results, it's working, do what you got to do. Who cares? Don't wait. Excuse me. Don't waste your energy and time getting sucked into male or female, this, that, and back and forth, and having these pointless arguments that take away the essence from the knowledge that you should be absorbing. That's all. That's my point. It's that simple. Okay? So I thought that was a good email, and I thought this was a good idea for a video. Again, I do that frequently. I haven't mentioned it in a while. If you got a good idea for something, I could do one of these quick, short videos on, a specific topic. Don't be sending, can you do a conglomerate, some long-winded shit. I'm saying, if you want to hear me talk about a specific topic where I could do a 20 to 25 or 30-minute video on a very specific topic, shoot me an email. I have no problem. I'll let you guys come up with some creative ideas if you want. If there's something you'd like to hear me talk about, break down, discuss, maybe I haven't covered it, or maybe I have, and you just like to hear or go back over it or talk more about it, shoot me an email. Say, hey man, can you do one of your 20, 30-minute videos on this topic? I'm open, as long as it's something in line with what we do. All right? So other than that, again, if you need to reach out to me for a spiritual reading or a consultation, shoot me an email, khnum19@gmail.com. If you want to sign up for classes that I do offer, the way to do that is go to the official Primordial Chaos Patreon page, patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti. Tier 3 gives you access to all the 3 monthly classes I do every month privately for Patreon members only, and it gives you access to the group ritual. Also, don't forget to check us out on Instagram, Primordial Chaos 9. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Primordial Chaos, 2 words. Also, the Primordial Chaos podcast, which is available on Spotify or major podcast platforms. The direct link to the podcast, my contact email address, the direct link to the Patreon page to sign up for classes. All of that is in the description box of this video that you're watching right now. All right? I appreciate you guys' time. I'm going to get a couple more videos up this week. But again, if you got something you want to hear me talk about and I can do it in one of these short 20 to 30-minute videos, shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to consider it. All right? Infernal blessings.